Welcome to the MOTO Freak channel. Greetings to all viewers, subscribers, supporters. So to the point. The Ford 1.5 Ecoblue engine is part of Ford's latest generation of diesel engines, designed to offer improved fuel efficiency, lower emissions, and enhanced refinement compared to its predecessors. It replaced the older 1.5 TDCi, which itself replaced the 1.6 TDCi, and is found in a wide range of Ford's passenger cars and light commercial vehicles, including the Fiesta, Focus, Kuga, EcoSport, Transit Connect, and Transit Courier. Review and opinions. The 1.5 Ecoblue is generally well received, particularly for its impressive fuel economy, smooth operation, and quietness. It represents a significant step forward in refinement for small Ford diesels. Character. Drivers often praise its smooth power delivery, good low-end torque, and overall quiet operation for a diesel engine. It feels responsive and capable in urban settings and comfortable for longer journeys. Performance. Available in various power outputs. Common examples include 75 PS, 95 PS, 100 PS, 120 PS. The 1.5 Ecoblue provides adequate acceleration for the vehicles it powers. While not a performance powerhouse, it delivers sufficient grunt for everyday driving and motorway cruising. Refinement, a key highlight. Ford has invested in reducing NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness, making the Ecoblue range noticeably quieter and smoother than older diesel engines, contributing to a more pleasant driving experience. Advantages. Exceptional fuel economy. This is a major selling point. The 1.5 Ecoblue consistently delivers excellent real-world fuel consumption figures, making it a very economical choice for high-mileage drivers. Low emissions. Designed to meet strict Euro 6d and later emission standards, incorporating selective catalytic reduction (SCR) technology with AdBlue. This results in lower road tax and environmental impact. Refined and quiet operation. One of the most refined small diesel engines in its class, reducing the typical diesel clatter and vibrations. Good torque delivery. Provides ample torque from low RPMs, making the engine feel flexible and reducing the need for frequent gear changes. Improved design. Ford learned lessons from previous diesel engines, leading to design improvements intended to enhance reliability. Disadvantages. AdBlue consumption. As an Ecoblue engine, it relies on AdBlue (DEF) to meet Euro 6 emission standards. This is a consumable fluid that needs regular refilling, adding a running cost and a slight inconvenience. Consumption varies based on driving style and conditions, typically every 2,500 to 6,500 miles. DPF diesel particulate filter issues. While generally robust, like all modern diesels, the DPF can still clog if the vehicle is primarily used for short, stop-start urban journeys that don't allow sufficient regeneration cycles. EGR valve clogging. The exhaust gas recirculation, EGR, valve and its associated cooler can accumulate carbon deposits over time, leading to performance issues, rough idling, and illuminated warning lights. Complexity. The advanced emissions control systems, DPF, SCR, add complexity, which can potentially lead to more expensive repairs if components fail. Wet timing belt. For the oil pump, while the main camshaft timing belt is a dry belt with a long interval, some sources indicate that the oil pump chain/belt within the oil sump can be a wet belt design. This can be susceptible to issues if the correct oil specification and change intervals are not strictly adhered to, as degraded oil can cause premature wear to the belt material, potentially leading to oil pump failure and catastrophic engine damage. Note, this is a complex area and applies to some Ecoblue engines, requiring specific attention to oil. Faults and breakdowns. Major faults are less commonly reported than with some older diesel designs, but issues can still arise, particularly related to the emission control systems. DPF clogging, the most frequent problem for diesels. Symptoms include reduced power, increased fuel consumption, and a DPF warning light on the dashboard. Requires regeneration drives or forced regeneration. EGR system issues can cause hesitation, rough running, reduced power, and an engine management light. Cleaning or replacement of the EGR valve or cooler might be necessary. AdBlue system faults. Malfunctions in the AdBlue injection system, e.g., faulty pump, clogged injector, sensor issues, can trigger warnings, lead to reduced engine power, limp mode, or even prevent the car from starting if the AdBlue tank runs empty and is not refilled promptly. Potential oil pump/wet belt issues. Although less widely publicized for the 1.5 Ecoblue than for some other EcoBoost petrol engines with wet belts, vigilance regarding oil specification and change intervals is vital due to the presence of internal wet belts in some Ecoblue designs, e.g., for the oil pump. Premature wear of these belts due to oil contamination or degradation can lead to oil starvation and severe engine damage. Sensor failures. As a modern engine, it relies heavily on numerous sensors. Failure of sensors, e.g., NOx sensors, O2 sensors, pressure sensors, can lead to diagnostic trouble codes and performance issues. Fuel consumption. The 1.5 Ecoblue is highly efficient, particularly in lighter vehicles. Real-world figures. Owners frequently report achieving 4.5 to 6.0 liters per 100 kilometers, 47 to 63 mpg Imperial/39 to 52 mpg US in mixed driving. On long motorway journeys with careful driving, figures of 60 plus mpg Imperial are very achievable. Timing. The Ford 1.5 Ecoblue engine primarily uses a timing belt for the camshafts. Replacement interval. The main timing belt typically has a long replacement interval. For many models, it's around 160,000 kilometers to 180,000 kilometers, or 100,000 to 112,500 miles, or every 10 years, whichever comes first. Crucial note on wet belts. It's important to be aware that some Ecoblue engines, particularly regarding the oil pump drive, may incorporate a wet belt design, meaning the belt runs immersed in engine oil. While this theoretically offers advantages like reduced friction and noise, it makes the belt highly dependent on the correct oil specification and strict adherence to oil change intervals. Degradation of the belt material due to incorrect or degraded oil can lead to serious issues, including oil pump failure and subsequent engine damage. This is a point of concern for some owners and mechanics, emphasizing the importance of proper servicing. Oil type. The 1.5 Ecoblue engine absolutely requires a low SAPS, sulfate ash, phosphorus, and sulfur, fully synthetic engine oil to protect the DPF and SCR systems. The specific Ford oil specification is crucial. For the 1.5 Ecoblue, the primary specification is usually Ford WSS M2C950A. This is typically a 0W, 30 ACES C2 oil. Using any other oil specification can lead to rapid DPF clogging and potentially damage to internal components, especially if a wet timing belt for the oil pump is present. Capacity. Oil capacity is typically around 4.0 to 4.5 liters, but it's essential to consult your vehicle's owner's manual for the precise capacity and specification. Maintenance. Strict adherence to Ford's recommended oil change intervals and using only the specified WSS M2C950. oil is paramount for the longevity of the DPF, turbocharger, and internal engine components, including any wet belts. Many specialists advise slightly more frequent oil changes, especially for vehicles doing a lot of short urban trips, than the extended intervals sometimes quoted by manufacturers. Versions and history. The Ecoblue engine family represents Ford's latest generation of diesel engines, designed in-house to be highly efficient and meet the most stringent emissions regulations. Introduction. The Ecoblue family was introduced in 2016, initially with the 2.0-liter variant for commercial vehicles, followed by the 1.5-liter version for passenger cars. Engine codes. Various engine codes exist for different power outputs and specific applications, e.g., ZDA, ZDB, ZSDC, ZSDA for different 1.5 Ecoblue variants. Evolution. The 1.5 Ecoblue was developed to replace the 1.5 TDCi, which itself had taken over from the 1.6 TDCi, a PSA-derived unit. It features advanced common rail injection, variable geometry turbocharging, and the inclusion of SCR, AdBlue technology to achieve Euro 6 emissions compliance. Power outputs were tailored for different applications, from lower power versions aimed at maximum economy to higher power variants offering better performance. Applications: Ford Fiesta, Mk8 onwards. Ford Focus, Mk4 onwards. Ford Kuga, Mk3 onwards. Ford EcoSport, Ford Puma, Ford Transit Connect, Ford Transit Courier. In summary, the Ford 1.5 Ecoblue is a modern, efficient, and refined diesel engine that offers excellent fuel economy. While generally reliable, its advanced emissions systems and the potential presence of internal wet belts demand strict adherence to maintenance schedules and the use of the correct, specified low SAPS engine oil to ensure long-term durability. Thank you for watching the video, and I invite you to subscribe to the MOTO Freak channel. Greetings to everyone, and see you in the next episode. See you soon.